Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kayla Stukins. This is my booktube channel. So basically today I'm going to be doing my first ever TBR. So it's just the books to be read that I want to read, that I'm interested in reading, the books I want to read that I have on my shelves, or I took them off my shelves and they're sitting beside me, but just the books that I have, either I have taken out from the library or that I have on my shelves that I want to read. I'll be doing maybe another video of all the books like on Goodreads or books that I've heard around the booktube community, or just books in general that I'm looking into that I kind of want to read. But for now, it's just the books on my shelves. So the first book I have on my TBR is actually the book I am reading currently. It is called The Lost Apothecary by Sarah Penner. This is a book I got from the Book of the Month subscription service, and I'm on page like 40. I'm actually really enjoying it right now. So it takes place in two different time periods, the 1700s and then present day. So basically it's about this, I think it's based on a true story of a bunch of murders in the 1700s where women would buy seemingly normal makeup products or like perfume or some sort of feminine care product and would poison their husbands with them because they felt like they had no other choice. You know, there was no divorces allowed. Husbands would beat their wives or kill them and they had no other choice, so they would trust this apothecary who would sell them poison to kill their husbands. And this story follows a woman named Nella, who is in the 1700s, who inherited this like apothecary poison shop from her mother, and she is very secretive, very secluded, where, you know, you kind of have to, only by word of mouth you hear about the poison and about the secrets of this shop. And it also follows in the present time this girl named Carolyn, who I haven't read very far, but she's supposed to like uncover the secrets of all these murders and find some vial in the river, which is going to help them figure out what happened to all the murders. It's actually really interesting so far. So a lot of the times these people who buy this poison are doing it because their husbands are unfaithful or bad people or abusing them. And in the future, in the present time, with Caroline, I don't know who it is, I think it's Caroline, she starts off the story with her husband who has cheated on her, unfaithful man, and she's kind of mad at him. And I don't think she's probably going to poison him, but it's nice to see the parallels so that our protagonist in the present time can understand what these women are going through when she starts uncovering all these secrets, which I'm sure she's going to very soon. Very interested to read it, and plus, if you've ever seen a YouTuber that I really like named Bailey Sarian, she's the girl who does true crime stories while she does her makeup. She did a video on this, which I'll link somewhere, about the true story of this. It's Aqua Tofana, because I think, I haven't looked into it to see, because I don't want to spoil anything, but I think it's probably the same story, or the person who wrote this book, Sarah Penner, heard about the story and wanted to write something about it. So I'm very excited to read this book to see how similar it is. The next book we have is also from Book of the Month. For this month I got two books instead of the usual one. It's called Too Good to Be True by Carola. It is a thriller mystery novel about, well, one love story, two marriages, three versions of the truth. So I think there's cheating involved. And it is a story of two main characters, well, three, but in present time it is two main characters named Sky Starling and Burke Michaels. So basically Sky and Burke are in a relationship, and there's some sort of secrets involved that we don't know, that the main characters on both sides probably aren't privy to, and we're going to unearth that. And it's also in the third perspective, three versions of the truth, is 30 years earlier, when a scrappy 17-year-old named Heather is determined to end things with Burke, the same Burke, a local bad boy, and make a better life for herself in New York City. And there's supposed to be a lot of twists. I read some non-spoiler reviews online. There's a lot of twists, a lot of marriage mishaps, so it's supposed to be some like murder. I don't know. The cool thing about Book of the Month is you kind of know a limited amount. You have 5 books to pick from, and it said like psychological, murder, twists, thriller. Hey, Sign me up. And I like the cover, so I thought it was cool with the gray scale, which it's got a theme going on with the gray, right? This book I also got, you know, from Book of the Month this month, like at the same time. And I like this one much better, but I think they're both pretty cute with the little beetles. I don't know what that's going to be about. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. I'm excited. Did I say I'm excited? Okay, anyway, moving on. Next book I got from the library. It's called The Death of Mrs. Westaway by Ruth Ware. So I actually read her before for a previous video on my channel if you want to go check that out. It is, or was, The Turn of the Key. Really liked that novel. It was, if you've seen my thoughts on it, it was very well put together. The twists were really cool. I didn't sense them at all. They were coming, I'm not gonna lie. They were very well crafted, and it's one of the books I want to read again and be like, ah, yeah, perfect. So I don't know. I don't know what this one's about at all. I think it has something to do with letters and murder. So, which is one thing that I thought was really cool about The Turn of the Key was, you know, the letters that she was relaying to that attorney. So I'm really excited to see how she takes this book. And again, I really love the cover. I'm a big fan of like gray and black and like spooky dooky covers, and I'm excited for this book. It's kind of a chunker, but I'm excited. It's not really that big. I don't know. I'm excited. That's the third book. Fourth book is actually a book I said in last week's video that I was going to be reading this week, but I got into it about 100 pages through it, and it was kind of slow, and I was kind of dragging to finish it, and so I just put it down, put it aside, and then that's why I started reading The Lost Apothecary, because I wanted to, it's kind of a shorter book. This one's like 400 pages, which is not too much, but I just needed a break, and I don't want to feel like I'm pushing myself to read, and I just want to have fun while I'm reading as well, so I put it down. But basically this book is about the 7.5 deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. So this man named Aidan Bishop gets invited to this dinner party, and he wakes up one day with no memories, no idea who he is, in someone else's body. And basically every single day at 11 p.m. the Evelyn Hardcastle is dead. She dies every single day for 8 days, and 8 days. And Aidan has 8 days to figure out who her murderer is so that he can be let out. But every single day, he wakes up in a new person's body. So it feels a lot like Clue. Just trying to figure out who is who and what's going on. And the 100 pages I read just were very slow, and I feel like it'll pick up, but I just need to take a break. Yeah, it's just cool to see how the events are unfolding as he's in the different bodies and how the different bodies affect his mental state, and just yeah, I like it. So 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, and it's also by Stuart Turton, but a lot of the reviews praise him as the next Agatha Christie, so I'm really interested. I've never read Agatha Christie, but I know how renowned she is in the thriller and horror genre, so I'm really excited to read her. And also I have always wanted to read a book by A.J. Finn, and when I was looking at the library and just pulling out books, he was on the front of the cover to recommend this book, so I was like, I'll try it out, you know. It looks fun. I think I'm gonna end up enjoying it. It just started out slow, but I'll get into it. Fifth book is The Perks of Being a Wallflower. So this is I have never read this book, but this movie is my favorite movie ever. Acting performance is amazing, the commentary on mental health is amazing, how it handles all that stuff and coming of age and of feeling like an outcast, and just all the lines like we are infinite, like that whole concept I love, and I'm very, very excited to read this. And it's also in letters, which I love, like when something's written in letters or of newspaper clippings, or like you have to kind of piece it together. I think this is going to be a great book. Yeah, I'm very excited for it. So it's a 20th anniversary edition as well, which is a new letter from Charlie like 20 years later, maybe 10 years later or something. Maybe it's, I don't know, but I'm very excited, so I think it's going to be a good book. After that, we have John Green, The Fault in Our Stars. So I don't know how I missed the boat on reading this. I've seen the movie, but I've just never read it, and I love John Green, so I'm very interested in reading this book. So if you don't know what it is, it's just these two kids who have cancer, kind of fall in love and cope with cancer and of, you know, dying at a young age, and just how that whole kind of scenario works. I'm very excited to read it, but I know it's super sad, obviously, but people said it's a lot more sad than the movie. So it's probably what I'm going to cry about, but I'm excited. So, so the next book I want to read is The Hate You Give. I feel like I missed the boat on this one. I watched the movie, have never read the book. I'm really excited to read this book because I feel like it's just one of those books that I'm going to really, really enjoy. I love the movie again, and I love Amanda, so she's an amazing actor, and I'm just excited to read the book. So, and I love a book that makes a statement. It's not just about, like, oh, a murder, or this, that, or the other, which, don't get me wrong, I love those books, but I'm interested to see how this talks about, like, race issues within America, or within the world, and I'm excited. I'm excited. It's like 500 pages, I think, but I think it's going to be a really good read. So, I read like 10 pages of it and enjoyed the narrative style, or just how it's written, I guess. The pages look kind of smaller, so yeah, I'm excited. The Hate You Give, Little Infants, F's Everybody, which is thug life. I love that. The Hate You Give, THUG, thug. Anyway, I think that's really cool. I'm excited. And the movie made me cry, so I know this is gonna make me cry. Alright, so the next book I'm planning to read is The Princess Bride. So I have been watching this movie forever. I absolutely love this movie. It's one of my favorites again. Never read the book. I've heard nothing but great reviews about it, about how it goes more into Fezzik's life and, you know, not behind the scenes, but the backstory of a lot of characters and just different parts of the world that this book has created, which I always fell in love with. I loved the different aspects of the movie world, and I just love Buttercup and Wesley, and it's just, I am very excited to read this book. So let me just read the little synopsis, because it can do it better than I can. As Florin and Gilder teeter on the verge of war, the reluctant Princess Buttercup is devastated by the loss of her true love, kidnapped by a mercenary and his henchmen, rescued by a pirate, forced to marry Prince Humperdinck? I don't know. And rescued once again by the very crew who absconded with her in the first place. In the course of this dazzling adventure, she'll meet Vizzini, the criminal philosopher who'll do anything for a bag of gold, Fezzik, the gentle giant, Inigo, the Spaniard whose steel thirsts for revenge, and Count Rugen, the evil mastermind behind it all. Foiling all their plans and jumping to their story is Wesley, Princess Buttercup's one true love and very good friend of a dangerous pirate. So I'm very, very excited to read this book. If you've seen the movie, I'm excited. And everyone, again, has nothing but great reviews for this book. So I'm excited. So the next book I want to read is The Paladin Prophecy. I'm pretty sure this is the first book, and there's 2 books in this series by Mark Frost. So my parents actually got this for me for Christmas, or I got it for Christmas, and I don't know much about it, but I know this guy named Will West has these set of rules that he has in order to kind of remain under the radar, and I think it's passed down from his father, just to kind of hide from society, or from not to be too good at anything in order to put eyes on him. And from what I'm read, I'm pretty sure takes place in modern time, in like modern day the world. It's not like anything fantastical in the world. It's not like a whole new world was created. It's just modern day this world, and all of a sudden he finds himself intertwined in this, what it says on the back, this millennia old battle. It's Will's time to fight. With enemies at every turn, he must remember rule number 5, trust no one. So it's a fantasy book, and Chris Columbus, director of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, said it's a remarkably suspenseful ride. So I have no idea, but I'm excited. When I look at a new book, I never really look at what the book's about. I just kind of like, oh, that looks pretty. Someone recommended it to me, someone gave it to me, why don't we try it? And then I'll start reading it and see if I like it or not. So I'm excited for this book. It looks cool. It's really shiny. yeah, I'm excited. Alright, and now the last book I want to read. So these, I never really clarified when I'm supposed to read these. I don't know. These are just the books I have on my shelf that I haven't read yet, that I want to read. So this is just a random video. So I was supposed to upload the video of the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, that review this week, but I didn't finish it. So I didn't do that. So I just wanted to upload a little TBR. And yeah, I don't know when I'm going to read these books by, but it's just to, you know, let you guys kind of know what books I'm going to be reading and to expect reviews for these books. I'm pretty sure I'm going to do a review for all of them, but who knows? We'll see. So, the last book is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. So this book my sister actually got for me. It's something I've wanted for a couple of years, and it's kind of like Breakfast Club, but with murder, and you're trying to find out who murdered this person. So there are 5 people in detention together. Bronwyn, the brain, Addie, the beauty, Nate, the criminal, Cooper, the athlete, and Simon, the outcast. And Simon is the one who ends up dying, and you just have to go through the book and try to figure out which one of the other 4 killed him, if any of them killed him. But I think, I don't know, maybe it'll be one of them. It's not really clear yet, you know what I mean? We could plot twist, I don't know. I'm excited because I love murder mysteries. I'm excited. Yeah, I am excited. How many times am I going to say excited this video? I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited for these books. Oh my gosh, sorry. Alright, bye. Love you.